Okay, ready? Okay, so experiment today is it's still chilly out. This morning I had my big coat on, as you noticed. It was probably minus, I think it was -8 this morning. It's still cold in the garage. So we're gonna talk about the importance of preheating your material. Now we're working with pretty much just iron and carbon, so low carbon. Has no value, so there's no code for that actually. You don't have to preheat, but it's gonna be best practice in my opinion. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld one sample without preheating. I'm gonna run a single pass. I have some old coupons here that were made for another experiment. You can see here there's some different issues going on. That may be for another day. I'm gonna weld one with no preheat, just straight up weld, and then I'm gonna use the torch and I'm gonna preheat. And before I do that, I'll explain what I'm looking for when I go through the preheat. So this is 1/4" thick material. So we've got our machine set for 3/16. It'll do fine. Then what we're gonna do is, you guys can see here, I got my acid etch that I brought home from school. And I'm actually going to cut one of these. I'll use my zip cut grinder and the vise here, and I'll polish it off, and we'll do an acid etch and see if we can notice a difference in the depth of penetration, any weld faults like cold weld and things like that. So we'll set up here and get going, and so yeah, let's see what happens. I got my shielding gas on, we're ready to rock and roll, and cameraman's going to move in and get what he can. Alright, so I got my weld finished here. Let's go on and take a peek at that. So this is no preheat at all. It actually welded better than I thought, but I can see some thumbnailing. So if I take a look in right here, it was having a hard time kind of reaching to that joint. Now, if you had read the article, Welding Through Mill Scale, that I sent to grade 12 students, you guys will notice that this material is not cleaned up. Okay, so there's another experiment we can do after as well. Let's clean up the material. We can save this exact same coupon, actually this coupon, when we're gonna preheat, but with no mill scale, or with mill scale, and then we'll do one that we preheat and we take the mill scale off, and then we'll see what the advantages and disadvantages are. So if you take a look at this one, I'll give it a quick wire rush. Okay. So that'll be good there. Next time you see this one, we're gonna do a cut and an acid etch and line them up both sides. So for now, we'll put this one to the side now. You can also have it on a bit of a chill block as well. So I'm going to preheat my chill block a little bit. This is aluminum, just so we don't suck the heat out of it. And I got my torch over here. Okay. Make sure the cameraman is actually looking through the camera, not me. So I'm going to open up my torch, got my bypass open, and we're going to fire up the torch. Get ourselves a nice neutral flame. Now, I don't need to get this thing to any kind of color, but I'm just looking to take, a lot of times you'll see, if you come in close to that camera, you're going to see the moisture come out of your plate. If you look there, you see some moisture. That's all we're looking for right now in this instance. We have no weld procedure sheet, so we're not looking for a certain temperature. I don't even have my thermal sticks with me here in the school. So I'm just on the back side, I'm preheating as well. You only need to preheat probably about, this is a larger, the specification is going to tell you, but usually a couple inches around the part. You can see here, if you look at the aluminum, you can see that there's some moisture coming out of that. Now it's not coming out of the material yet, it's more so the atmosphere is coming in contact and condensing there. So I'll give that a bit of a preheat. I'll make sure the torch doesn't hit my camera. So I'm going to take that, give that a good preheat. That piece would be probably considered pretty hot when we got 3,000 degrees piping down on it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this, and I'll just start the welding, and there's a good preheat. I'm going to go with that. Put that to the side, and here we go. Alright, so we take a look at this one. Because it was preheated, you can tell that the toes actually bit in quite a bit nicer, welded nice. Now, this setting here was the stock setting, so if I take this camera here and we kind of peek down there, we can kind of get a sense of, where am I? Where we are. Okay, so we got about a 1/4 inch fillet weld. if I come back to the machine, if you remember, we set this up. We used the parameters that we had there. I got 19 volts, 330, and that's the setting for 316. So actually, if I had 316 and everything was clean, it would bite in pretty good. And I was doing a bit of a circle motion that I've been showing you guys in the shop. So what I'm going to do here is a cut and acid etch, and we'll look at the depth of penetration. See you soon.